98.4 Capital FM. On location.
I'm joined by the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Mr. William Ruto. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Madam Kamau. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Asante sana.
Well, we've seen what you have done as a government in the first 100 days. But of course, you are a very ambitious government with very, very many plans. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect in the next 100 days insofar as infrastructure is concerned.
Well, we have set aside about 288 billion shillings to upgrade our infrastructure facilities in the country. We will continue the road network that is already in place. We are working on, for the first time in the history of our country, a complete rebuild of a standard gauge railway. We've already budgeted 22 billion Kenyan shillings. We think it's going to cost between 100 and 150 billion shillings to complete the railway all the way to the border. We are looking critically at ensuring that we reduce the time for transporting goods and services out of Mombasa, the port of Mombasa, into the hinterland. This has been a major challenge in the past, and for the record first time, we believe that inside 5 years, we will build this railway and move from the obsolete, near obsolete, railway that was built in 18-something. We have set up infrastructure in the energy sector. We are targeting another 5,000 megawatts of electricity generation in the next 5 years. In fact, 4 years. We currently are at 1,600 megawatts. We want to produce 3 times, mark my words, 3 times more energy in 4 years. Because we believe, yes, believe you me, and we already have a comprehensive program on how to roll in the geothermal energy, on how to produce energy using coal, and how to produce energy using gas. We believe that inside 5 years, we should also be able to connect another 68% of households onto the grid.
Mr. Deputy President, a very ambitious plan indeed, and lots of work to do.
It's doable.
Doable?
Deliverable.
Well, deliverable requires, of course, that first of all the nation is fed, and we're looking at a possible food security crisis. We're looking at a problem with the maize, and farmers who have got questions about whether, you know, how they should be financed, for example, the issue that has come up with the AFC. What can we expect precisely in terms of agriculture to support our farmers and to ensure cheap, affordable, healthy food for the nation?
For your information, a month ago, the government did go to tender for expression of interest for a consultant to facilitate the 1 million acres under irrigation that we have already put in the budget. And for your information, with 1 million acres under irrigation, we should be able to produce an extra 20 million bags of maize. That is for next year. It cannot maybe happen for this year. And therefore, to tell you about food production, that is a major plank in the Jubilee Manifesto, because we believe to be able to make salaries reasonable, we must bring down the cost of living. Mm-hmm. And the cost of living will be brought down once we target the basic food items. And that is why in the budget this year, we have targeted food production, because the rule of supply and demand will apply. The more we supply of the food items, the demand naturally will go down, because we will be in a position to supply more food, and therefore the prices will naturally come down.
The other thing, of course, you've touched on is on energy, and presently the cost of energy is very high, particularly for industry, and yet we're looking to increase our manufacturing and our employment. How does the government plan on bringing it down?
For your information, for a very long time we've not had a good energy mix. We've relied heavily, I think 51% of all our energy is produced from hydro. We want to expand our energy mix so that we have energy produced from hydro, from geothermal, from coal, from gas. You know, we want to expand, right? And that is why I told you that the cost of energy at the moment is between 18 and 19 US cents per kilowatt hour, right? We want inside 5 years to bring that between 9 and 10. 9 US cents or 10 US cents. Are we together? You better believe me.
Fighting words from the Deputy President, I've got to say this, but I'm listening.
Right? Yeah, you're listening. And I'm sure the country is listening. And our strategy is that we will go for clean coal energy. We already have coal in the country. We can import coal from South Africa. We have gas deposits at the coast. We are already discussing with investors on how that gas within 24 hours can be brought onto the grid as energy. And with a good energy mix, we should be able to bring down the cost of energy from 18 US cents to around 10 US cents. These are issues that with the support of Kenyans, with the support of the private sector, we are committed as a government to delivering.
There are some reports that state that we are, I think, the 4th most corrupt country in the world, some nefarious number like that. What can we see going forward in terms of proper pay for our public servants and a committed reduction to the issue of corruption?
First, I think we have started with a merit-based government structure. And we want to get the right people first into office, to making sure that every government appointment is going to be subjected to open, transparent competition, so that we avoid cronies and people nepotism and people who get into office by other means other than the benchmark of merit, right? Our government has pledged that we are going to run an open, a transparent government. We want every information and every government department and every government action to be audited, to be accounted for by somebody. And the media is invited to participate and partner with the government in making sure that government transactions are open, they are transparent, and they are accountable.
Behind the office and, of course, the person of the Deputy President is, in fact, a man. If I may ask a much more personal question, if you were stuck in a desert island, same as I did ask the President, and you had the choice to take a favourite album, a favourite book other than the Bible, and let's see, the third thing, a favourite luxury item, what would you take with you?
Maybe a favourite book.
Oh no, you've got to pick one from each of the categories. So what would be your favourite book? Because you've clearly come up with one.
My favourite book is one that I'm actually reading it now. I was given by, and I find it really really interesting. It's a book that is talking about how other countries have dealt with the wage bill. Right? How the US, how the developed countries, and how other countries have even been declared bankrupt because they didn't manage their wage bill. And it comes at an interesting time for us as a country. A favorite album, I will take the Tanzanian fellow, the one without a hand, is called who? Solomon Mkubwa's. Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
that's a surprising choice.
Solomon
Okay.
Mkubwa's album. Oh, I really love it. It's my ringtone.
Oh, excellent. And a luxury item?
Luxury item. A good phone.
A good phone. Mr. Deputy President, thank you so much for making time to speak with us at Capital FM Radio and Capital FM TV.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
98.4 Capital FM. On location.